Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. And I'm just so grateful that show rhymes with Kojo, so that way it just rolls off the tongue. How was that for alliteration? Alliteration. Aylin, how are you? Patrick, you are not late. I'm actually late, Patrick. I'm actually late because I said I was going to be on at 5 o'clock California time, and I'm 2 hours late. I'm on colored people time today, or on most days. Either way, we have a very exciting live stream scheduled for you all today. This is going to be the only live stream of the week because I'm up and down and left to right. I might throw in an extra one this week with Emily. We'll see. But this is going to be the main live stream of the week. So I'm just going to call it the only live stream of the week. So because I'm looking at it from that perspective, I'm going to give y'all a banger of a live stream today. Today, this is going to be a great, relatable topic. I mean, a banger. So I'm coming out swinging today. I'm coming out swinging. Yep. Let's go ahead and use the comment section to let me know your name and where you are checking in from. I know we have an international audience, but let me see where everybody's checking in from, and we will get started on the live stream. Patrick, I know my guy Patrick is checking in from the United Kingdom. So I already know because Patrick is OG. What's up, Patrick? We have Gone Girl in the house. Ocean, what's up? What's up? On TikTok, we have Aylin in the house. We have Corey from North Carolina. Jill in Michigan. We have Kyra from Suffolk, United Kingdom. Kimberly from Texas. Aylin from Felix. Brianna from Texas. Okay. Trisha from North Carolina. The fancy suit. I just felt like looking really good today. I just felt very spiffy today. Rich Mo checking in from Nashville, Tennessee. Speaking of Nashville, Tennessee, we've added a second show for May 31st. So the first show was just about sold up. We've added a second show in Nashville, Tennessee. So tighten up, Rich Mo. You're saying the words that I want to hear. Nashville is my hometown for those of y'all who do not know. So the show in Nashville on May 31st is going to mean so much to me. Or the two shows, because we have two shows now. So the first show is just about sold out. The second show is going to be right after the first show. All right. So we have tickets available for the second show in Nashville. And we will be adding a second show in Houston, Texas as well. So the big Neurodivergent Comedy World Tour kicks off. It kicks off April 26th in Houston, Texas at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. It's going to be a night of laughter, a night of fun. It's going to be amazing. I'm coming with my neurodivergent squad from California. So it's Dr. Kojo and the Neurodivergence. April 26th, All Jokes Aside Comedy Club, Houston, Texas. And we're adding a second show for the Houston show because Houston and Nashville just about sold out. So we're adding a second show. So I'm so excited, and I just can't wait. I cannot wait. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Lisa from Fredericksburg, Texas. Gone Girl from Germany. Germany in the house. Pittsburgh in the house. Arizona in the house. Ohio in the house. Okay. Charles from the UK. Matt from Virginia. Killian from Delaware. Amy from Connecticut. Sean from Houston, Texas. Terrell from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Paul from Philippines. Montreal in the house. Ghana in the house. Okay. Shout out to Ghana. And somebody says, would you be able to speak about female autism and alexithymia? Yes, we will be covering that today in the live stream because alexithymia is emotional blindness. And that's something that a lot of autistic people experience and deal with. So, I mean, look, we're talking about 6 ways that autism can look like depression. So we're definitely going to get into that tonight. We're definitely going to cover that tonight. England in the house, Willis, Texas in the house, Canada in the house, Pittsburgh, Ghana, Maryland. My guy Mac from Maine. What's going on? Erica, yeah. I'm somewhere on the spectrum. Undiagnosed, but I'm somewhere on that spectrum. I know it. And my audience knows it as well. I can either pay $2,500 and get diagnosed, or I can just talk to my audience and they're like, yeah, you just like us. Nashville is May 31st. May 31st, Nashville, Tennessee. We have added a second show for Nashville, and we are in the process of adding a second show for Houston, Texas. All right. So thank you so much for your attention tonight. I appreciate you all. Like I said, the topic is 6 ways that autism can look like depression. And speaking of these autism assessments, Christine says it's $3,500 where she's at. All right, so you can pay $3,500. And guys, I am joking when I say that, okay, I can just get diagnosed by the community, because obviously y'all can diagnose me, but to get the formal and official diagnosis, it can cost depending on where you're at. Maybe your insurance will cover it, maybe they won't. But at the end of the day, learning about yourself is the key. So whether you're undiagnosed or whether you have a formal diagnosis, you kind of want to know if you're somewhere on the spectrum, because everybody on the spectrum will need some type of external support in order to thrive. And going too long without the support, all right, going too long without that support can lead to a loss of self-esteem. It can lead to you feeling frustrated. It can make depression that much worse. So sometimes just knowing that you're autistic is the game changer. Isn't that funny? Just knowing that you have autism can make you feel better, even before you take any medications, before you go to therapy, before you do anything. Just the mere fact that you know that you have a condition, it changes everything. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. $3,500 in New York City. I'm coming to New York City June 11th. So that's what, 2.5 months from now. The New York City show is June 11th at Rodney's Comedy Club. The next week we are in Chicago, Illinois. That is June 18th. But June 11th, we will be in New York City, and I would love to see y'all there. Yes, Rich, autism is hereditary. That's why I talked about this on the live stream last week, where in a lot of families you have two sides. You have the diagnosed side of the family, and then the undiagnosed side of the family. The undiagnosed side of the family looks at the people who have a diagnosis and like, man, y'all are weird. The whole time they are rocking in their rocking chairs, they're stimming, both vocal stims and physical stims. They have rigid thinking. They have places in the house that you can't go to. They have couches and chairs that you can't sit in, that you can't touch. So they're exhibiting all the same signs and symptoms that you have, but they're in denial. And you over here with the diagnosis, you're the weird one, right? You're the weird one, right? Just because you have a diagnosis, without family knowing that they also more than likely are on the spectrum or have ADHD. All right. And I like this comment from Gina right here. Back in the day, it was taboo. I got zero support growing up. Now as a grown woman, I've learned to tend to my own needs. I can be me now. No more quiet hands for me. Gina, love of the show to you right there. Love of the show to you. I love reading that. I love reading that because the way you grew up doesn't have to be the way you are today as an adult. You didn't have the support that you needed because people weren't talking about neurodivergence back in the day. You were just sent to in-school suspension and you were just labeled as a bad kid. But now that we have the internet, now that we have support, now that we have all these resources and tools, we can go out and get the help that we need. The help that we need. Lori says, I think my dad was autistic because mine is inherited. Yeah, it's inherited for everybody. My dad passed 20 years ago, but looking back, I'm positive he was. Lori, sorry for your loss. And a lot of us have parents who are undiagnosed. So it's I don't know if it's our job, but it's up to us to educate family when they're ready. And the reason why I'm so grateful for this online community is because y'all want the help. Y'all want to learn about autism, ADHD. And it's my job to educate y'all and make it as entertaining as possible. Y'all actually want to learn about these conditions. In my family, they need the help, but they don't want the help. And they're not evil people because of it. They're just a regular family. They could use the help. They could use a neurodivergent education, but they're either in denial or they're like, oh, it's not important, or they're thinking the old school way. So I gravitate towards people who actually want the help. That way I'm not frustrated. Because look, I'm on my own journey. I'm learning by myself right now. And I'm educating y'all as I learn about myself. And this is groundbreaking stuff, guys. This is groundbreaking stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the live stream. All right. 6 ways that autism can look like depression. And actually, before I drop the first one in here, I want to say that one of the signs of autism for me, something that makes me instantly think that a patient has autism, is whenever you have a patient who's been depressed for a very long time, like a long time. Anytime I have a patient who's been depressed for decades, let's say the patient is 37 years old, and I say, when was the last time that you weren't depressed? And they say something like, 4th grade. Yep. Instantly, I'm thinking, okay, this is somebody who needs to be screened for autism. If you've been depressed for years and years and years and years and years and years and nothing made it better, yeah, you should be screened for autism. You should be screened for autism, because the autistic experience without any support is very depressing. That's why I say you got to know if you're on the spectrum so you can get that support. You got to get that support. But without that support, life can be extremely depressing. All right. And let's talk about some of the reasons why it can be depressing, or some of the reasons why autism can look like depression. All right. So number one right here on my list, social withdrawal. Social withdrawal. All right. So I don't know if y'all know. Actually, y'all probably know. Whenever you're depressed, you'll do this thing where you'll take a longer time to reply to people's text messages. You won't pick up as many phone calls. You may isolate yourself, and you're just going through that depression, right? You're not talking to people as much. You're hanging out in the house more. You're not really even leaving the house. You might go get the mail. You might take the dog on a walk, because if you don't, the dog will poop in the house. But you're not that social, okay? Depression can look like that. You just withdrawing from society for a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months, and sometimes people are in years-long depressive funks where they're just not talking to people as much, right? So we know that depression can look like social withdrawal. At the same time, with autism, you can also have social withdrawal. You can also have social withdrawal. So one of the biggest reasons why an autistic person will withdraw from society is because of the need to mask. All right. So masking is when you put this thing on your face so people can like you. Masking is when you pretend to be like other people so that way people won't hate you. Okay. You got 2 options. You can be yourself or you can be hated. And when you're an adult, you have the strength to be hated, right? Because the older you become a little bit IDGA. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be who I want to be. But when you're in 7th grade, when you're in 4th grade, when you're in 11th grade, nobody wants to be that one person who is an oddball. You do anything to be accepted. It's not until you become an adult. I think it's after 28. It's 27, 28 when you start to get the courage to be yourself. But when you're younger, if you are yourself, for a lot of autistic people, if you're younger and you are actually showing up to places at yourself, you're not getting dates. And I don't care who you are. You can be the most asexual person in the world. If you're not getting dates, if you're not being invited to hangouts, if there's a group message that people have started without you, but you're in the friend group, you're technically in the friend group, oh, that's going to hurt. And we already struggle with rejection. That's going to hurt. So we have 2 options: be hated on or switch it up and put on a different personality. And the bad thing about this, right? I guess the good thing about it, it's good and bad, but when you create another personality for yourself, guess what happens? It tends to work. It actually works. Because look, neurodivergent people are very smart. We're very smart. we can figure things out socially. Now it takes a lot of awkward moments and navigating through different social rules that nobody explained. But after a while, you can kind of navigate and figure out what you're supposed to do, what jokes you're supposed to laugh at, what things you're supposed to pay attention to. So you create a different personality for yourself where you can be liked, and it actually works. Now you're being invited to the different hangouts. Now people want to date you. Nobody wanted to date you in the beginning. Now it's like everybody wants to shuck you. All of a sudden, people want to shuck me. What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't have friends last year, but I took all summer. I took all summer off to study people, and I came back to school, and now I'm popular. I'm wearing all the right clothes. I'm saying all the right things. I got the right haircut. I look just like everybody else. Now people want to invite me to birthday parties and hangouts, and people want to shuck me. Oh my goodness. This is too cool. This is way too cool. The downside to the masking, y'all. The downside to the masking. The downside to the masking is that at some point you want to be yourself again. At some point you want to be yourself again. And when you try to be yourself after years of masking, you know what happens? You know what happens? You have this visceral feeling. You get this feeling deep down within where you realize that when you go back to being yourself, you lose all the benefits of masking. The reason why you mask is because you want the benefits. So when you stop masking, you lose the benefits. Now you're a little less appealing to people. Now you're not as sexy to anybody. Like, people have to deal with your mood swings and you having sensory overload. So guess what happens? You isolate yourself. Social withdrawal. And it can look like you're depressed. And if you go to the doctor, depending on what type of doctor you got, depending on what type of insurance you got, pharmacology with all the shucking. Hey, it's human to shuck. We all want to be shucked, right? Depending on what type of doctor you have, you go in and you're isolating. And the doctor's like, you know what? Looks like you have major depressive disorder. So because you're depressed, we're going to give you Lexapro. And this should help with your depression. And they leave your diagnosis as depression. And guess what? Lexapro is a good medication. And you could take it even if you're autistic. Like, these meds, when they work, they work. All right. That's how it is with antidepressants. If they work, when they work, they work. All right. And antidepressants work about a third of the time for depression. So think about that. Even if depression is the right diagnosis, you go in 33% of the time is going to help you out, which means that 67% of the time it ain't going to do nothing for you. All right. And I'm not talking down on the meds. I prescribe these same meds. I'm just saying that's what the literature says. I'm not making this up. All right. So they give you the antidepressant and it helps out a little bit, but you're still struggling with many aspects of your life. And until you get the right diagnosis or you have enough insight about yourself, you will continue to struggle, because the help that you need is a new system. You need a new system. Every neurodivergent person needs some type of assistance, and you need a new system. So in order to do that, you have to first eliminate guilt and shame. Guilt is not liking what you've done, and shame is not liking who you are. So when you can work on those two things, now you can put together a system that works for you. But if you think you're withdrawn because you're depressed, Lexapro didn't work, you go back to the doctor and you say, oh, Lexapro didn't work. What's next? Have you tried Zoloft? No, I'll try it. You try Zoloft. You get a little bit better, but it still doesn't fix the core issue. Okay, have you tried Prozac? I'll try. You try it, and it's like, okay, you're feeling better. You don't feel as depressed, but something still isn't right. Something still isn't right. It's a system issue. It's a system issue. So somebody who appears to be socially withdrawn. And look, this is why you can think you have a diagnosis, but it's helpful to go to the professional because they can see through everything. as best as they can and do their best to give you an accurate diagnosis. Because you can see social withdrawal and things like schizophrenia. And look, not to confuse y'all, I don't want to confuse y'all, but I'm saying that somebody who is withdrawing themselves from society, that could be the prodromal phase of schizophrenia, which is just like the beginning of schizophrenia. That could be autism. That could be depression. That could be social anxiety. That could be PTSD. It could be a lot of different things. So that's why it's important to know that you have to line up the symptoms, right? Write out all the symptoms or tell your doctor all the symptoms. And then in their head, they have this list of things that it could be. And based off of the additional information you give them, it hopefully helps them arrive at a more accurate diagnosis. All right? A more accurate diagnosis. I appreciate all the comments that I see here. Y'all are far too kind, and I hope that, I really hope that y'all are able to use this information to learn more about yourselves. Because the more you know, the better you'll do. Sindol on TikTok, happy to see you. Happy to see you. And somebody says, I'm hoping to get a brain scan this year. I'm not sure what context you meant that in on TikTok, but brain scans don't diagnose autism or depression or bipolar or schizophrenia. Brain scans, at least if you ask me, brain scans don't do much for us in psychiatry. Unfortunately, it'd be helpful if we could scan if we could just scan somebody's brain and see what they had. Like, I would have scanned myself at work to see if I'm autistic. Like, just scan myself. It'd be quick. All right, y'all. The second way that autism can look like depression: low energy, low energy, low energy. And once again, this is why the part that y'all don't control is how good of a clinician y'all get. Because it's like roulette. Like, who knows how good your provider, your doctor will be? Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Like, you can have a good doctor, you can have one that's less than desirable. Let's just say that like that. All right. Low energy. So obviously, you know that when you're depressed, you could be low on energy, right? And even like one thing that I'll look for when somebody is depressed in the clinic is how they sit. All right. If somebody is hunching over like this, let me switch my chair so y'all can see me, right? If somebody's kind of like hunched over like this, like during the whole appointment, right? Even if they're making eye contact, somebody who's hunched over, we look at that in the assessment, and that is a potential sign of depression. Someone who just kind of like leaning over, hunched over like this. Because when you're depressed, you tend to do stuff like this. When you're depressed, you tend to hunch over. You tend to look for carbs, more carby meals, as opposed to like sitting up like this and eating healthier meals. You do that sort of thing when you're depressed, right? So you can have low energy. Now, as an autistic person, you could also have low energy because you were burnt out from masking and you were burnt out from life, right? Sensory overload will drain you. And like Andrea's saying right here, being neurospicy in general is exhausting. You have to do things manually that come, like things that kind of people automatically, you have to manually do it. I was back home in Nashville this past week, and I was telling my family, they're like, "Oh, what are you working on? Like, is there a lady in your life? Like, who are you texting?" I said, "Hey, I'm working on brushing my teeth every night. I'm working on making sure I take a shower every night." And they were laughing at me. I was dead serious. I was dead serious. I'm like, I'm working on, the basics, hit the gym, brush my teeth, make sure I can take a shower, I wash my hair. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on the basics. It's very exhausting to be neurodivergent. And if you don't have any support, oh, Mickey Ficky. Oh, Mickey Ficky. No support, it's going to be 3 times as hard. So between the lack of support and the sensory overload and having to do things manually and the executive dysfunction, you're going to be tired. And on top of that, as adults, you have responsibilities. You have kids. You got to work. You got bills. You have to go get an oil change. You have to make a doctor's appointment and check your labs. life be life, and like you got responsibilities, and we don't get the right to check out our responsibilities. I mean, you can try to not take a shower, or you can try to not pick up the kids from school, or you can try to not pay your taxes, but these things come with consequences, right? So it's very exhausting to be neurodivergent. And the only way to really heal from neurodivergent burnout, outside of creating a new system for yourself, is to get some time just for you, like some time all alone where you can just focus on doing nothing. You need nothing time. And sometimes our friends and family will confuse our nothing time with our availability. You know you're neurodivergent when you lie to people to protect your time. Oh, what are you doing Saturday? Saturday, gotta get oil change, and I gotta like drive 3 hours. Then I have to come back, and I gotta fix the garage. The whole time you're not doing anything on Saturday, but you have to lie and tell people that you have plans, or else if you tell them that you're free, they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, all right, you're free. I'm coming over." No, you're not coming over. I'm tired. I'm tired, so I'm gonna lie to you and say, "Oh man, Saturday, I gotta drive to Chicago. Man, I gotta get oil change. I gotta take the dog to get groomed." You lie because you don't want people to think that you're free. You really are free, not free for them, but you're free for yourself. You're free for yourself. Oh no, no. I gotta catch up. I gotta clean the garage. I gotta clean my room. I I gotta look outside the window. I gotta do the dishes. It's ridiculous. People really think that just because you're doing nothing, that they can volunteer you for something. Oh well, oh, you're free Saturday. Oh, guess what? We have this big marathon. I signed you up for it too. We have salsa class on Saturday. I signed you up. I knew you would love it. See you there. What do you mean? See you there? What do you mean? I'm tired. I'm tired. And if you try and be honest to your friends who don't get it, and you say you're tired, they'll say, "You said that last week." "Yeah, I was tired last week too." "You said that last month." "Yeah, I was tired last month too." You've been saying you've been tired for a long time. "Because I've been tired for a long time. Like, leave me alone. Like, I've been tired. I've been tired." We need a great reset. Just reset. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm tired. And look, somebody on TikTok said boundaries are important. It's okay to say no. If you are a neurodivergent person who does not know how to say no, I feel bad for you. Oh no. If you don't have the word no in your vocabulary and you're neurodivergent, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That should be one of the top 10 words used every year for you. No, 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 no. But you have to make sure that you hear what people are saying, so that way you don't just say no on autopilot. No, 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 no. Your partner or your spouse is like, "Well, you want to go check out this new restaurant? You want no? You want to take this spontaneous trip? No. You want to have sex? Yes, yes, I'll do that. I'll do that. Outside of that, I'm tired. Leave me alone. Leave me alone." No, 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 no. And Sarah says it feels rude to say no. If it feels rude to say no, it feels rude to be burned out. It feels rude to be burnt out. Like, nah, you got to pick and choose what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple of things, but we're not going to do everything. Patrick said, my new word is why. And why is good too. But when you say why, it insinuates that you could be talked into a yes from a no. It's easier to just say no. And then if you change your mind, you can switch back into a yes. Because if you say why, someone who's insistent and persistent will take it as, oh, you know what? I think this person is considering, like, I think if I give them more details, if I press them more, if I press them more, they'll change from a no to a yes. So no is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. All right. Now the third way that autism can look like depression. This is a big one right here. This is a big one right here. Sleep issues. Sleep issues. All right. So my OG, my psychiatry OG mentor, the one who taught me so much about psychiatry. He's a psychiatrist who has been practicing for longer than I've been alive. And he would always take every opportunity to remind me. He'd say, Cujo, I've been working with autistic kids for 40 years. That's longer than you've been alive. And let me tell you, 90% of my autistic patients have some type of sleep disorder. And almost all of them have insomnia. He would tell me that. Sleep issues. Sleep issues. Whenever you go to the doctor and you think that you or the doctor may think that you're depressed, right? If the doctor's trying to screen you for depression, they're always going to ask you about two different things. They're going to ask you about your sleep, and they're going to ask you about your appetite. Sleep and appetite, sleep and appetite, sleep and appetite. Every assessment for depression, they ask you about those two things. Because normally when you're depressed, one or two of these things are off. Either your sleep cycle is off or your eating pattern is off. So if right now, if your mood is low, like if you're in a funk right now, the first thing you should be asking yourself is, how have I been sleeping? And how's my appetite? How have I been eating? Am I sleeping too much? Am I sleeping too little? Am I eating too much? Am I eating too little? When those things are out of whack, there's a good chance that you could have a low mood and or be depressed. The issue is that when you're autistic, you struggle to go to bed. You more than likely will have insomnia. All right. And then a lot of neurodivergent people stay up at night because that's when we can get our me time. It's really hard to get time for yourself in the middle of the day. It's really hard. It's because look, people need you. You got kids, you got the workplace. Like there's things that people need from you. But when it's 1 a.m. and you're doom scrolling on social media and you're watching reels and you're laughing underneath the covers, nobody needs anything from you. Like that's a very peaceful time. Like this is your time. The only issue is that you have to be up at 7 and it's 1:34. What are we gonna do? Get 4.5 hours of sleep? Again? We got 4.5 hours of sleep last night. And the night before that, we didn't sleep. What are we gonna do? Sleep issues. So if you go to the doctor and you're not sleeping well, the doctor's not really thinking autism off the rip. They're thinking, oh, this person might be depressed. Oh, so you have insomnia. Oh, it's taking a long time to sleep. Oh, okay. Or, oh, you're sleeping a lot? Because you can have insomnia, but then you can have hypersomnia. You can sleep too much. You can sleep from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can sleep the day away. And normally when it's on that end, it kind of does lean towards depression. Like if you're sleeping too much, like that leans towards depression and it leans towards mood disorders like bipolar. But you can definitely have autism and sleep too much. In the winter, I get hypersomnia. Okay. What's up, Lobita? How are you? Insomnia, hypersomnia, sleep issues, autism, and depression. So whenever your sleep is thrown off, just keep in mind that your mood could be up or down. And at the same time, look, you can have autism and depression. See, that's the confusing thing about all this. Because autism can look like depression, you normally have both, okay? So even though this is kind of like autism versus depression, you normally have both. The overwhelming majority of people who are neurodivergent have depression. So if you're neurodivergent, guys, I assume off the rip that you have some form of depression because they normally come together. Like it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. Obviously, PB&J is like, you want that. Like, everybody wants PB&J. Not everybody wants autism and depression out the rip, but PB&J, you want that. Akon and Young G's. So the Friday's live stream was pretty good. Friday's live stream was pretty good. Yeah, I am the blackest of black sheep. You can have autism and depression. And with ADHD, 70% of people who have ADHD go on to develop depression, whereas 3% of people who have depression develop ADHD. So with ADHD, the number is 70%. And with autism, I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but I would figure it's around that range too. The overwhelming majority of neurodivergent people have both. All right. So now look, if you got both, it begs the question: is it the autism or is it the depression? Like which one is it? Because hey, sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes you have both, but you just can't tell. And James has a good point right here. It feels like depression and anxiety are symptoms. It feels like that a lot. Yeah. When you have autism, sometimes the depression and anxiety are secondary to the autism. It's like a triple-headed monster. Autism, anxiety, ADHD. You're a triple threat, triple A. Autism, anxiety, ADHD. Tay Diggs, what's up? That's funny. The fourth sign, or the fourth way that autism can look like depression: difficulty starting tasks. And this right here can also look like ADHD, obviously. Can I spell? I couldn't spell the word tasks. Mickey Ficky. Difficulty starting tasks, right? Task initiation happens to be very difficult for us. Task initiation is very difficult for us. So one of the earliest signs of depression is things become much harder. Like, everything becomes way harder. Like that's a telltale sign that you're getting depressed. Like, taking a shower, normally takes you like 20, 30 minutes. It can take you an hour and a half to take a shower. Almost 2 hours to take a shower. Brushing your teeth can take 30 minutes. Now it's taking between 2 to 3 hours for you to brush your teeth and take a shower. Now, if you've been depressed, you know that even if it takes you that long to brush your teeth and shower, that it's still a big win. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're able to brush your teeth and take a shower in the middle of a depressive episode, even if it took you 3 hours, that's still pretty good. All right. That is still pretty good. That's still pretty good. Whenever you are depressed, it's helpful to have like a depression schedule, like a depression to-do list, because you want to judge yourself off of like different parameters. So non-depressed you, looking at depressed you, right? If you're judging yourself off of how you are when you aren't depressed, it'll make you depressed, right? Because you're like, damn, it took me 3 hours to take a shower and brush my teeth. What? And then you're struggling to eat and you're hungry. Ain't that crazy? You could be hungry and it still takes you a long time to eat. How am I procrastinating the meal that I actually want to eat? And that's just the depression right there. Now, for purposes of this, argument, let's just say you don't have depression, but you just have autism. It can take you a while to get things started, especially if you have autism and ADHD, because of executive dysfunction. You have too many tabs open in your brain. And also, you have a tendency to avoid things. Your favorite thing to do is to avoid things. Avoidance. You don't want to do the thing, so you do everything but that thing. So there's one key priority task that you need to do. And instead of doing that thing, you do everything around it. Okay? So by the time it's time for you to do what you need to do, you're just too tired. You're just way too tired. So now, even if you got something done, you didn't work on the most important thing. You didn't work on your priority task. So now it's the end of the day. It's 7:49 p.m. Or if you're on the East Coast, it's 10:49 p.m. and you feel bad about yourself because you didn't do anything. We need physical reminders of our wins. I think we need this every single day. Every day you need a small win. If you go one day without a small win, the depression kicks into overdrive. Oh, I made my bed. All right, cool. All right. All right, cool. I made my bed. All right, cool. Took the dog out. That's a small win. I brushed my teeth. That's a small win. I made a phone call. I made a scary phone call. I booked an appointment. You need a small win every single day. Every single day. You can't go a single day without a small win, or the depression will kick into overdrive. I turned the shower on. That's a step right there. And even if you can't take a full shower, but you turn the shower on, you wash your face. All right, cool. I washed my face today. That's a small win. Okay, I didn't get to wash my balls, but okay, I washed my face today. I don't have anybody coming over, so if I don't wash my balls today, it's not the worst thing in the world. I washed my face today. I washed my face today. I brushed my teeth today. And it's like that. Baby wipes is, you know, brush yourself a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. And sometimes it is good to invite somebody over, because when you invite somebody over, it's like, okay, all right, this person's coming over. Now I gotta shower because they're coming over. I gotta shower because they're coming over. And yes, baby wipes are a small win. Baby wipes are a small win. Even if you can just brush yourself off a little bit, that's a big win, actually, if you're depressed. It's a big win. Just, just a little bit of, brushing yourself. Better watch my balls are coming over. Yeah, look, I could be in a depressive funk, but if old girl coming over, oh no, I'm gonna take me a real shower. In fact, I've had moments where, like, let's say somebody was coming over and she's like, oh, I'll be there in like 15 minutes. I'm like, shoot, I got 15 minutes to hide all the clothes, to take a quick shower, to tidy up my place. And guess what? In 10 minutes, I'll do more cleaning than I would have done in 3 hours. Because somebody's coming over. Like, now I got a deadline. Like, quick, we got to wash our balls, brush our teeth, like clean, like take the clothes from the living room and throw it in this room. Like, the place has to appear like it's somewhat neat. And I've actually had this same scenario. Like, I've had this same scenario where somebody said they're coming over, so I clean up everything. And then at the last second, she's like, oh, you're going to hate me. You're going to hate me. And I'm like, she's going to cancel. And I'm not mad about it. And I'm like, what's up? I can't make it. I can't make it tonight. I'm like, oh, it's all good. It's all good. Like, my balls are clean. My house is clean. My clothes are folded. I mean, I don't say that, but in my head, I'm like, I'm good. Like, my house is clean. Like, you helped me more than you would ever know. You helped me out. My place is clean. So if you can't make it over tonight, like, I'm good. I'm gonna cut on the PlayStation. I'm gonna go live on Facebook. Hey, it's all good. Like, you helped me out more than you would ever imagine. Like, you were the angel that I needed. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. You ain't got to come over. You just have to pretend like you're coming over so that way I can clean my place. It's crazy how our brains work. It's crazy how our brains work. Nashville, May 31st. The first show was almost sold out, just about sold out. But we're adding a second show for Nashville. And the link is in the bio for the second show. Can't wait to see y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love people coming over. In fact, I think I love the idea of people coming over more than people actually coming over. Honestly, I really do. Because I like a clean place. But I'm the reason why the place is dirty. But I want the place to be clean. So somebody coming over. In fact, if you could schedule somebody to come over and cancel on them, Like I would take that sometimes. I really would. Because what I want to do is I want to play PlayStation in a house that's not dirty. But I have to get you to come over. I need a threat of you coming over to help me clean. So if you text me that you're on the way, or that, oh, you'll leave it in about like an hour, great. Now I can get my place clean. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because you are an angel. Because of you, my balls are clean. My house is clean. My PlayStation is set up. My clothes are folded. The dishes are cleaned. The dog has been walked. It's like if we could do this every week, I would do it. Every week, pretend like you're gonna come over. Pretend like you're gonna come over. Because if you don't pretend, or if you don't say you're gonna come over, then I'm frozen on the couch, just waiting for some type of motivation to get me to get up. I need help. Yeah, the threat of people coming over. Yeah, I need help. I need help. I need help. And you're gonna help me out. Mike, I appreciate you, man. And look, shout out to the single dads too. I have a lot of single moms who, by the way, are double moms, because if you are a single mom, you got to take care of the kids. You got to take care of yourself. So you're a double mom. You're a mom to yourself and you're a mom to the kids. So the single dads, you're a double dad. You're a dad to yourself. You might be a triple dad, a dad to yourself, a dad to your inner child, and a dad to your actual kids. So, hey, shout out to all the single dads out there, because they don't get enough love. We talk about the single moms, but shout out to the single dads, especially when you are neurodivergent yourself and you have neurodivergent kids. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. May 31st, Nashville. Come on through. Is it Weta? Is that how you say it? Come on through. Single parents are superheroes. They are. They are. They are. And look, sometimes, not to shame myself, but sometimes I'll look at my schedule and I'll be shocked by how remarkably unproductive I've been in this search of time. And I think to myself, people with kids, how are they doing it? Because even me with no kids and one bad dog, like I'm struggling. Like, how are people with kids doing this? And look, people with kids probably don't know how they do it themselves. Because look, we're always deferential to our kids' needs before our needs. So you go all out to make sure that the kids are good, and then you take care of yourself. Hey, shout out. Shout out. What happens at your shows? They're comedy shows. It's me and my neurodivergent band, Dr. Kojo, the Neurodivergence. We tell our truth. We tell our truth. I said it right? Weta. Yep. I said it right. Yeah, shout out to single dads, the single parents. Ashley, shout out. I see you and your two kids, and looks like it's a little cat or a dog, a cute pet. Leilani, come on through. Come on through. It is the 31st, Nashville. Come on through. Come on through. Come on through. Look, man, single parents don't have the time to be unproductive. Facts. And I feel like, look, neurodivergent people do better anyway when you have things that force you to get up. So sometimes the kids make you get up and do for yourself, whereas you wouldn't do for yourself if it was just you. Because if I had 3 kids, I wouldn't play as much NCAA. Like, I wouldn't play as much PlayStation. I think I'd be a bit more responsible. I am like responsible, but I'd be a bit more responsible. Yes. So I keep forgetting my hometown people in California. So for people in California, all right, this week we have 2 shows. So on Wednesday, I'll be at the Clippers Dome, Intuit Dome. So before the Clippers and Thunder game, I'll be doing stand-up comedy for 15 minutes. So that's this week, Wednesday. Before your LA Clippers take on the defending champions, the OKC Thunder, I'll be at the Clippers game. Link is in the bio, doing stand-up comedy. That's Wednesday. Then on Friday, we are at my comedy home, the Fourth Wall Comedy Club, which is where I started off at. So that's my home club. Fourth Wall Comedy Club this Friday, okay? That's going to be 5220 Hollywood Boulevard. So for my people who are in SoCal, we have 2 shows this week. And then my headline shows, which is 45 minutes to an hour. That's a much longer set. That kicks off in Houston, Texas on the 26th of April. The 26th of April. Let me see what Mike is saying. There's never enough time to self-care when you have neurodivergent kids, but we do the best that we can. Remember, sauna, hot tub, if you got the high comorbidity of EDS. Thank you, Zebras. It's a chore. Shout out to all my single parents. Shout out. Whoa, a single RDHD. Whoa. Guys, there are real superheroes amongst us. There are real superheroes amongst us. Wow. Mickey Ficky. Vancouver Island. I think is that Washington or British Columbia? I did a show in Vancouver, British Columbia a couple weeks ago, and I would love to return. I think I could find some time to come back. The fifth way the autism killer, like depression, irritability. All right. Irritability. So when somebody is irritable, I don't think people think about autism as like one of the first potential diagnoses, which is why I get DMs all the time of people saying, I'm 36, I just got diagnosed with autism. I'm 51, I just got diagnosed. I'm 62, I just got diagnosed. I'm 28, I just got diagnosed. My whole life I never knew. But I was always an irritable person. I was always isolating. I was always moody. So when you're depressed, you can have these mood swings where you become a bit more irritable. All right. So a person who is depressed, how do I say it? Your fuse is shorter. So let's say, you spill fruit punch on your white socks. Non-depressed you will be like, all right, I'll just put some new socks on. Depressed you is like, oh no, this is the end of my day. I spilled fruit punch on my white socks. This is the worst day ever. Like your fuse is so much shorter. So when you're depressed, you become a bit more irritable. The difference is that with autism, you have this low-grade irritability that's just kind of always there. It's like you're kind of pissed off all the time. Not like big pissed off, but like you're a little pissed off. Like everything pisses you off just like a little bit. Like everything, like you're gonna be pissed off, but sometimes you can mask how pissed you are. Moody, exactly. You'll be moody and you can mask it for a while, but you're just frustrated. And the reason why you're frustrated is because of the autism. Between the masking, between the sensory overload, between the communication issues, you talking and people not knowing what you're saying, and people talking and you not knowing what they're saying, that's going to piss anybody off. Because autism means that the way you communicate with the world and the way you experience the world is different from other people. So if you communicate and experience the world differently from other people, don't you see how you're going to be pissed off? Somebody's talking to you. You're both speaking English, but you don't know what the heck they're saying. They have no idea what you're saying. Imagine going to a foreign country and you can't speak the language. You're going to be pissed off for a couple of weeks. The difference is that with autism, you speak the same language that everybody else speaks, but there's a sub-language that we don't quite understand. So now we're just kind of like pissed off because we have to decipher what everything means. And even when we talk to people, we have to over-explain just to make sure that you actually know what I'm talking about. So I have to give you extra context. So I tell you what I'm going to say, and then I tell you what I meant to say, and I tell you how I could have said it another way. So now you have three different versions of what I'm trying to tell you, but I'm just trying to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. And if you look at somebody's face and you can tell that they don't know what you're talking about, now you're even more pissed, all right? You're irritable. Irritability. So this can look like you're depressed, but if you have a good clinician who is asking you all the right questions, and they're like, well, I see that you tend to be upset a lot when you talk to people and when people talk to you, and when you're talking to your spouse or to your kids, it looks like y'all are trying to say the same thing, but there's an issue with how you either articulate yourself or what you're trying to convey and how they're trying to talk to you. It looks like there's a communication issue. Have you ever been screened for autism? And you're like, no. And then you start to connect the dots, right? What we want to do is we want to connect the dots instead of checking the boxes. Because when we connect the dots, things start to make sense. It's like, okay. Ah, okay. Oh, oh. Connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. The sixth way that autism can look like depression: poor self-care. Poor self-care. And this is one of the more embarrassing parts of autism. Okay. And the interesting thing with autism, as it is with most mental health conditions, is that you have some parts of your condition that make you very attractive to people. All right. Let's say you're somebody who your hyperfixation or your special interest allows you to do very well, and you either make a lot of money or you have some type of social status because of your hyperfixation. Let's say you love computers and you become a big computer tech guy, engineer, and you make a lot of money, and like you're living a great life because you love computers and you do it every single day, and it pays the bills, it allows you to take vacations, and you live a great life because of this. This is your hyperfixation, right? This is the cool part of your autism. The fact that you have all these special facts, and like you know one thing very well. That's the cool part of your autism. So because of that, people will like you for that. That's an autistic trait that people don't mind. Now, just like Mike said, not showering for a couple of days, not remembering to put on deodorant, forgetting to brush your teeth. Now, these are the parts kind of turn off some people. These are the parts that you're embarrassed about. This is why you cancel hangouts and you cancel dates and you cancel events, because we haven't showered in a couple of days. And look, if we're keeping it in the book, sometimes we don't know that we haven't showered for a couple of days until we smell it off of ourselves. Are we going to lie here, or are we going to tell the truth? Are we going to get real on the Monday night, or are we just going to lie? Like, if we're going to lie, let's lie. But if we're going to keep it real, let's keep it real. Sometimes we don't take a shower for a couple of days. And the only way you know is because you'll be living your life. You're like, what's that smell? And you're looking around for the smell, and you can't figure out where the smell's coming from. But you realize that wherever you go, the smell is there too. So you're like, okay, all right. I smell something in the kitchen. Something is funky in the kitchen. All right. Let me go to my computer room. You come in here. Something is funky here. Man, somebody done killed a skunk. Something is funky. Then you go outside. You're like, outside's a little funky. And then you smell. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And you smell your balls. You're like, oh, okay. All right, cool. It's me. And then you're like, when's the last time I took a shower? You go to the bathroom, and then you look for you look for the soap. Look at it. You're like, this soap looks very like clean. Like it's not wet. Like okay. These washcloths are super dry. Okay. When's the last time I took a shower? Oh, okay. Monday. And it's Friday. Dang it. I haven't showered in a week. Oh my goodness. I haven't showered in a week. And look, if we're keeping it real, right, which is what we're doing tonight, right? We're keeping it real. If we didn't have things that force us out of the house, we wouldn't shower that much. A lot of us, we wouldn't shower that much. You know you're neurodivergent when you calculate what type of events you have in a week, and that dictates how often you shower. And like I'm that way. Like I have to force myself to have things to do within the week, or else my brain wouldn't think to shower. Like real talk. My brain doesn't think to shower. Like I have to think to shower, if that makes sense. Like I never like wake up. Let's shower. Like I have to think to shower. So going to the gym has really helped me out with this. The gym has saved my life with this because I'll go to the gym. I like to be clean at the gym. It's weird. I like to take a shower before I go to the gym. But if I forget, by the time I'm done and I'm sweaty, I'm like, oh, I gotta take a shower. I'm sweaty. Like I can smell myself. So I need to take a shower because I just came out from the gym. But if I didn't work out like that, my brain would not think to shower. I think like somebody says, I'll go a week. You're right. If I didn't have to go out, I wouldn't. My father takes a shower on Wednesdays. Yeah, tell your father to come on up. I got a neurodivergent jersey for him. Come on up. Come on up. Your father takes a shower on Wednesdays. Yeah, that sounds very neurodivergent. Sounds very neurodivergent. Yup. 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 Someone says, when I clean the whole house and the smell gets worse, yeah, time for a shower. Time for a shower. Right. No, it's good to have friends that understand. It's good to have friends that understand because if you just make a blanket statement and say, I don't take a shower every day, what will people say? People will say, oh, that's sick. You don't take a shower every day? I'm not coming to your house, blah, blah, blah. You smell. You're never going to catch me smelling bad because if you come to my house, I'm going to take a shower because you're coming to my house. It's me when nobody's around. Like, that's when the smell is there. That's when the smell is there. Take a shower to wake up before the gym. Yeah, I think it's because I want to wake up. And look, this is why sometimes it's not good for us to isolate for too long. And shout out to our partners as neurodivergents. Shout out to our partners because, and you also want a partner who will tell you the truth. We should all aspire to have a partner like Leilani's husband. You want somebody who is kind, not nice. A kind partner will say, hey, you haven't showered since Monday, right? Yeah. You haven't showered in 4 days. Babe, let's take a shower. A nice partner will try to not offend you, so they won't tell you. But somebody who is kind will say, hey, it's been a couple of days. Like, let's go take a shower. Let's take a shower together. We might shuck in the shower. I don't know. Find a way to say it. But you might want to say it. You might want to say it. You might want to say it. Maybe showers on Wednesday. Wednesday's a good shower day. And guys, look, as crazy as this sounds, I know it sounds crazy. This is not a bad idea. Some people out there who are look, I can think of many depressed patients that I've had in my career that if they showered on Wednesdays only, that would be a really good thing. That would be a great thing. Because I've had some patients that have gone weeks, like 7 weeks without a shower, to where you have to manually help them shower. So if you shower just on Wednesdays and you're in the middle of a funk, that's not too bad, all right? That's not too bad. That ain't too bad. That isn't too bad. I either shower twice a week or 5 times a day. That's hella neurodivergent. Right. Yeah, if you shower, all right. So this is a great way to help out the neurodivergent fellas. So women out there, if you're dating a neurodivergent fella and he's struggling to take a shower, say, hey, if you shower, we can make you ficky in the shower. We'll get the shucking if you shower. Now, I know sometimes you're so depressed it's hard to get out of bed, so you never know. But for the most part, you will get your partner to get up. He will wash his balls for that. That's good. That's a good enough reason to wash your balls. This is a good enough reason. Intimacy issues, well-being. Yeah. Look, we don't talk about that enough, but yeah. There's so much that comes with the neurodivergent lifestyle that will lend itself to depression, or it can lend itself to an interruption in intimacy. And intimacy isn't just to make you ficky. It's deeper than that. Intimacy is just like the hugging. Like, guys, a hug is powerful. A hug is powerful. So if for some reason you're not able to hug or even just be around your person in the vicinity, those intimacy issues can lead to a lot of more issues. Lisa's laughing in there. I don't have the lady spicy anymore since it's Zoloft. That's another thing, guys. The antidepressants can kill your drive. We don't talk about that enough, but the antidepressants can kill your drive. And some people have to decide between being mentally stable or having a drive. It sucks that those are options sometimes. It really sucks. Take a shower every night before bed, but I sit there so long until my parents say something, then I wash my hair halfway to and get out. Guys, a shower can be difficult. A shower can be difficult. A shower can be difficult. Yeah, look, with overstimulation, I think it's helpful to verbalize these things. You want to verbalize these things and let your partner know, hey, today I'm so overstimulated. At least that way they know, okay, all right, you know what? My person's having a day. So I'm gonna lay back. But if you don't verbalize it, then it's like, all right, like anytime I grab your butt, like nothing happens. Like something used to happen back in the day, but now I grab your butt and you look at me like I'm a freak. Like, what's going on? Oh, babe, I'm overstimulated. You should have said something. Let me know. So that way I don't sit here, because look, if we are neurodivergent too, like if you're trying to be intimate with your partner and they reject you, like that's a form of rejection. Like we take that personally. That really sucks. That really sucks. Alexis, you saved your life. I just happened to be a part of your journey. Like you did that. I just happened to be a part of your journey, and I'm grateful that you're here. Thank you for being here, Alexis. We appreciate you. All of us appreciate you, and thank you for your comment. Patrick, I like this right here. I like that. I do this as well. I'll play like 2 or 3 songs. It can be anywhere from like 4 to 6 minutes, and like that'll be my shower time. I'm like, okay, within 3 Drake songs, I should be in and out, because like I have to time myself with things, or else everything will take forever. So it's funny that you do this. Like a lot of people, we have our different ways to help us get showers. I've been isolated, came from a dysfunctional, toxic family. Guys, the people in your family that are set in their ways, you wanted them to change is part of your sadness. When you accept them for who they are, and you have to kind of grieve the version of them that you thought would be there and accept who they actually are. But that's where your happiness lies, and not wanting anything from them. It's tough. And actually, if you are also neurospicy, it could be helpful to let your kids know, hey, I struggle to brush my teeth. I have a hard time taking showers as well. And then they're like, okay, mom struggles with this as well, and she still does it. And then not making it be the worst thing in the world where, if you can't take a shower or if you can't brush your teeth for some reason, And look, even speaking of dental issues and neurodivergence, man, I just started flossing. I used to tell my dentist all the time, I don't want to floss because when I floss, it makes my teeth bleed. And they're like, that means that you haven't been flossing. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to floss because it hurts. And like, I don't like the blood in my mouth. But then when I went, and they're like, you know what? You have like periodontal disease, and that's not reversible. I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever. All right, fine. Fine, I'll floss. Fine, I'll floss. I said floss. I'll floss. I'll floss if you want me to floss. Oh my goodness. What's a shield friend? I can't stand it if the shower curtain touches me. Oh yeah, same here. Well, my hair's not long enough to touch my back, but the shower curtain touch. Yeah. See, there's a big sensory component to showering, and these are some of the reasons why. Like I said, number 6, poor self-care. You can have poor self-care, and this is the part of neurodivergence that people don't talk about, and this is the part that you don't get a lot of cool points for. And the interesting thing is nobody was going to really see you when you haven't showered for a couple of days. Nobody's going to smell your breath being funky, because when you go out, you have to go out. So when you go out, then you can take a shower on that day. Then you brush your teeth. Then you do your hair. So when you leave the house and people see you, they don't know what you were struggling with. They don't know how you've been the whole week. So they see you at your best, quote unquote. It's tough. Yeah, no, I got advanced periodontal disease. My teeth look good, but I got a floss. And also, the dentist was like, well, all those years of smoking and getting high, like it dries up your mouth. I'm like, oh, I gotta retire. I gotta retire. I should be a voice actor. Okay. My family doesn't believe that we have it. They say it's to make excuses for being lazy. I told them that I struggle with that too. Guys, family, like the moment you stop wanting your family to be like you, or the moment when you let go of your need for understanding, that is one of the most powerful things that I have ever done in my life. There's no way that I have this platform without letting go of my need to be understood. There's no way that I'm mentally sane. Guys, I would have, like, I mean, I am crazy, but like I would have lost it, if I still had this genuine desire for people to understand me. And when it's family, for some reason, you feel like family should understand you because they're family. It couldn't be further from the truth. We share DNA, but we can have different habits. We can have different ways that we do things. And we love each other because we're family. Hopefully we do. And like, I love my family. Like, family is the one thing I don't play about. That's probably my biggest bill. Flying from the West Coast back to Tennessee, and then back to the West Coast, and then back to Georgia, and then back to the West Coast, and then back to Texas. Like, I do my best to not miss, big events, the Easters, the Christmases, the Thanksgivings, when my niece or nephew has like a big thing, like uncle wants to be there, like, big brother I want to be there. Like I make it to family events, but I let go of my need for understanding from them. If they don't understand me, it's okay. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I got bad insomnia. I got to take medications. I got to take medications to help me sleep. She said, Gojo, I'll pray for you so that way you don't have to take medications. I said, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate the prayers. And then we left it there. What do I look like challenging my mom? And I'm like, Mom, no, like I need these meds because if I don't take the meds, I'm going to be up for 3 days. She doesn't get that. It's not my job to make her get that. When you're ready to get that, you'll be ready to get that. Like some of y'all, the algorithm put my videos on your For You page or on your feed when you were ready to accept it. People are like, oh, I wish I found you 3-4 years ago. Maybe you weren't ready to find me 3-4 years ago. Maybe your algorithm was showing you things that you were interested in at that time. But now that you've sought this information out, guess what? The algorithm, being so intuitive, it put my content in front of you because you were ready to accept it. So for me, I love my family, but I don't need them to understand me because they don't even understand themselves. So now I can go hang out with family. I can laugh. We have a great time. But when it's 8-9 p.m. and I have to go to sleep, I'm taking my medications. I'm taking my meds. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna take my meds. Because I gotta take care of my mental health. There's no shame in my game. Like, I'm not too good. Not to say that they feel like they're too good, but I'm not too good to take psych medications. Like, peace of mind and mental stability is the number one thing you can have. It's the number one thing you can have. It's the number one thing you can have. If you're not sleeping, if you're not eating, if your brain is like you feel like you're losing your, like, you need to sleep. You need to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Oh, it's time for the water break. Somebody dropped the magic word in the chat. I'm drinking without the magic word. Rachel says, my family or some of them still thinks I'm making it up. Like, sure, I went and spent all this money for funsie. The most ironic thing is that family could be going through the same exact thing that you're going through, but they don't believe in it. That's the part I don't get. It's like, how are we doing the same things, but you don't understand what I'm going through? Like, I can't sleep, you can't sleep. It's hard for me to take a shower. It's hard for you to take a shower. Like, how are we going through the same thing, but you don't see? Like what's going on here? Magic words, cheers. Big cheers, y'all. Big cheers. Big cheers. I guess I was dehydrated. I knew that, but I figured. I figured. And Lavita, I'm the same. I think trying different meds made me a better provider. Like everything my patients have gone through, I've gone through it. Going up to CVS and having to get your medications, I'm like, man, like I gotta take meds. I told my mom about my ADHD diagnosis. She said, "Hey, hey, Carlo, hey, I can relate. 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 And you just gotta let it rock. Let it rock. Because you could take Vyvanse and still go to church. Like that's the part that I've been trying to explain for years, and people don't get that. You can take Concerta and Adderall and still go to church. Like you, I don't know. I don't know. And look, depending on how bad your ADHD is, you going to church and not taking the ADHD medications, you'd be better off taking the meds and not going to church. Don't tell your mom I said that, but don't tell your mom I said that, but like that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like you'd be better off. Leilani, we'll go for like 15 more minutes. I do have a flight to catch like early in the morning. Mickey Ficky. How many flights have I had in the past week or so? All this traveling. But like after this week I have a slew of flights. But after this week, I think I get to sit in one place until Houston, which would be good. Which would be good. I fall asleep. I used to fall asleep at church too. I used to fall asleep at church. Yeah, yeah. I'm look. I'm still a Christian. I'm still a Bible believing Christian. I mean, I'm a Mickey 50, I do my thing, but I'm still a Christian. I'm still a Christian. But I like to say that I have common sense, not in a disrespectful way to Christians, but in a common sense way. Like I can go to church. I can go to church, but I can still take my medications. And even as a Christian, I'll say, look, if I have to choose between going to church and taking my meds, I'll take my meds at home and I'll just pray. I'll watch like online church or whatever. Like they have church online. My Wi-Fi is pretty good, right? Like I'll take my meds and skip church and watch church from like Wi-Fi. I guess it's pretty damn important. Pretty damn important. Let's see. My family start asking me to go. What do meds have to do with the church? Miss Pebbles on TikTok. I don't know. I don't know what meds have to do with the church. But like this is a big issue I've seen, not just in my family, but like in a lot of people's families. Is a big issue where people think that it has to be either the church or mental health. We're gonna have this debate until the end of time. You either go to church or you can go to the doctor, and it makes no sense because you can do both. You can go to the pastor, and you can also go to the psychiatrist. Now, I have never met a pastor who was also a psychiatrist, but let's just say your pastor is also a psychiatrist. All right, cool. Yeah, well then go to the church, and then your pastor can give you meds or tell you to not take it or whatever. But and I don't know if it's something about being in the South or I don't know, but far too often I see people give the church way too much power. Like the pastor is more powerful than the president in some communities. Like you can go to your doctor can say, Vyvanse 30 milligrams, take this in the morning, and you'll be able to focus. And then your pastor will say, don't take the medications, I'll pray for you. And people will listen to the pastor over the doctor. Don't take the medications. I'm gonna lay my hands on you, and I'm gonna cure your ADHD. Come here, but bring your head. Come on, come on. I'm gonna lay my hands on you, and I'm gonna cure you of ADHD, and I'm gonna cure you of autism. Throw away your mood stabilizers. You don't need it. I'm gonna lay my hands on you. And some people would believe that. They would really believe that. They would really believe that. Bunny, I know. I know. Julia says, my dad was so against medication. I had to advocate for myself. He understood eventually. Right. Like, and I do think that church in the South is also different. Like, I grew up in the South, so it's hard to explain to people. Like, church in the South is different. Like, it's a whole different world. Like, football and church in the South, I my friends in California don't get it. Because I'm like, guys, back in Tennessee, like, church was like everything. Like, it was everything. And people in the church are pretty damn judgmental. And look, I'm a Christian, so I'm not like from here talking down on other people, but you can go to the church and you can also take medications. You can do both. You can do both. And I agree with Rachel. Yeah, Jesus is everything. Churches, yeah, I agree. And Orbit in the Star says, I'm a native Texan, and football and Jesus is all. You're right. Especially in Texas. Especially in Texas. And look, Ashley, you could always try natural things too. Like, it doesn't have to be medications. Is this more so of what your doctor has put you on? Whatever your doctor has put you on is what you should go with. Football, church, and Bluebell ice cream. Bluebell ice cream is pretty damn good now. I like me some Bluebell. What if meds are the answer to someone's prayer for healing? People don't think of that. Corey, I agree. I agree. I agree. Meds could be the answer. That could be the answer to somebody's prayer. But look, even if you frame it that way, sometimes it just doesn't, connect for some people. But I think the best thing you can do is just share your story with people who don't get it. Share your story, because it's one thing to say, "Oh, you should take medications." Because when you say like that, people are like, "What do you mean? Like, are you calling me crazy?" Like, no, like, I take medications too, and I'm here at the church too. Like I'm with you. Like, I just left CVS and I pulled into the parking lot. I'm here at church too. So when you say it like that, it makes it less condescending. People feel like you're talking down on them if you're suggesting something to them, right? Football in the church. Football in the church. Andre, you good? You good? I see your comments. You good? Excuse me. So yeah, poor self-care. That's the sixth way that autism can look like depression. And for the people who came in late, to recap, 6 ways autism can look like depression. Number 1 is social withdrawal. Number 2 is low energy / burnout from autism. Number 3 is sleep issues, insomnia. Number 4 is difficulty starting tasks. Number 5 is irritability. Number 6 is poor self-care. And I do love Libby, you don't like the 90-day scripts from CVS? I think those can be quite convenient, depending on people who don't want to go to the pharmacy and always get their medications. Yeah, so those are the 6 right there. If you want tickets for the Fourth Wall show, link is in the bio. Let me make sure that the link is in the bio for Fourth Wall. I'm going to tell my assistant right now. Okay, John, I agree with that. Let's definitely do that. And also, John, one more thing. Can we put the link in the bio for the Fourth Wall show this Friday in Hollywood? I think it's in the bio, but I'm not sure. If it's not there, can you just put it in there? Thank you so much. So John works way faster than me. I don't think he has ADHD. I'm just delayed. So the tickets to the Fourth Wall show should be in the bio here within the next 5-10 minutes. And that's 5220 Hollywood Boulevard for my people who are in South or Southern California. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. My new girlfriend thinks I'm autistic and I'm scared to take a test. Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with coming over to this side. And if she's autistic as well, then I'm not saying she's right, but normally there's an autism radar that people who have autism have, and it's fairly accurate. It's fairly accurate. And C.O. Bond Jackson, I self-diagnosed at age 39 with ADHD. My life has made so much more sense since then. I no longer ask myself several times daily, what's wrong with me? That's the advantage of having a diagnosis, whether you identify with autism, ADHD, or you got a formal diagnosis. You can start to be nicer to yourself. You don't have to think that you're somebody who's a basket case or something is wrong with you. You just have a different brain. Neurodivergent, neuro brain, divergent, different. You just have a different brain. And on TikTok, somebody says, speaking of show, I ordered tickets for Houston, but do they send them when booked or just beforehand? That's a great question. They should send the tickets beforehand. Let me ask my promoter. Let me ask him right now for when people buy tickets, do they get them instantly or right before the show? Folks are asking. I should think that it comes via email, and I think it comes before the show, but that's a great question, and I will give y'all the answer before I get off this live stream. I'll make sure y'all get that answer. Make sure y'all get that answer. Autism is misdiagnosed as bipolar a lot. It is. It is. Oh, yeah. This Friday at the Fourth Wall, Hollywood. That's my home club. That's my home club. This Friday at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club. I'm raw dogging it to my assessment next week. Are you gonna be doing a show? Angela, I'm not sure how far Houston is from San Antonio. My Texas folk can help me out. I think it's kind of far because San Antonio is like this way. Houston is like maybe towards like Louisiana. So I'm not sure, but I have never been to San Antonio, and I would love to go. I've never been, so I would love to go. It's never ever been. I would love to go check out the Alamo. I like history. History is one of my hyperfixations. So I would love to come to San Antonio. Oh, like 46 hours. Okay. Well, look, San Antonio is its own big city, so I would love to have a show there. We're looking to add shows. So currently we have Houston. We're gonna have 2 shows in Houston, 2 shows in Nashville. Then we have 1 show in New York City, another one in Chicago. After that, I think we're looking to add either Oklahoma City or Seattle. Those are the ones that my comedy promoter is in touch with. But I would love to come to San Antonio. I love Texas. I love Texas. I have never been to Wyoming. I would love to come there eventually. I love Austin. I've never done a show in Austin, so I would love to come to Austin. I would love to come to Jacksonville, Florida as well. And Chantel, I said that autism gets misdiagnosed for bipolar often. Huntsville, Alabama. I would love to do a show there too. Well, I would love to come to San Antonio. I would love to do it. Sign the manila folder of my mental health records in Nashville. If you have it, bring it up. I'll sign it. I'll sign it at the show in Nashville. Just remind me. Now that I had this laugh, I'll know. I'll sign it. Where's my pen at? I'll bring my my good pen right here. I'll sign your records. But hopefully I'm not signing a prescription. Like I don't want to get in trouble. I don't have no Tennessee license, but I'll sign your folder. I'll sign your folder. That's funny. Phoenix, Tucson, San Diego. I would love to do Phoenix. I've never been to Tucson, but I would love to do Tucson as well, and I'd love to do San Diego too, and Michigan, especially now while it's not too cold. Because once it gets cold, going out to Michigan is like London as well. I need to see if we have connections overseas because that is the plan. to go overseas. We have a lot of supporters in the United Kingdom. We have a lot of supporters in the UK. A lot, a lot. Sydney, Australia. We have a lot of supporters in Australia as well. A lot down there, the land down under. So yes, we are looking to go to Europe. And when I say we're looking to go, I'm talking about this year. So we're looking to get connections. A good pen is mandatory. A good pen, like there's a big sensory component to having a pen that just feels good. When I lose a good pen, I hate it. But then at the same time, I do steal people's pens. So, like, what goes around comes around. Oh, look, Chicago show, you got time, Eddie. So, like, you don't have to impulsively buy it. Like, you got time. Chicago is when June 18th. So like April, May, we got 2 months. So take your time and sit on it. If you want to come to Chicago still, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Atlanta, I would love to come to Atlanta. We did Atlanta 2 years ago, but I want to come back. I need to come back to Atlanta. Janae is also obsessed with good pens. Okay. So is that just me? What's my diagnosis? ADHD and depression for sure. If I had to give my most accurate diagnosis, I would probably say ADHD, depression, autism, CPTSD, and maybe anxiety. Anxiety is a symptom, but I don't think I have generalized anxiety disorder. I don't think I meet the criteria for that, but I definitely do get anxious from time to time. But between anxiety and depression, I definitely get more sad than depressed. Yeah, I would get more sad than depressed. So that's what I would say. Someone says twinsies. Oh, we have the same diagnoses. Are we twinsies? I'm Tali from Ghana. I have ADHD. Nobody really takes it serious here. I mean, I was born in Ghana. I left when I was 1, but I know nobody takes it seriously. Nobody takes it seriously. It sucks. What is CPTSD? CPTSD is when you have a lot of traumatic things happen to you when you're younger, and it's been harder for you to shake it off. So this looks like somebody who is very hypervigilant. You are more than likely an empath. If somebody's emotional state changes in the room, you can pick up on these things and you can like feel what people are feeling because you've been through a lot. So when you have CPTSD, it's hard to detach yourself from what you're feeling for other people and the space that you have for yourself. And you can burn yourself out emotionally very quickly. So you have to learn how to set boundaries for yourself when you have CPTSD. And ironically, if you have it, it makes it hard to set boundaries because you want to feel for so many people. But empathy without boundaries is self-destructive. And I know that I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. I learned that the hard way. Yeah. The difference between burnout and depression. So they look alike, right? Burnout and depression are twins on the surface, but the difference is that with depression, if you're depressed, it can come from your life just sucking, right? And it can come from like a genetic predisposition to depression. And burnout comes from your environment not being congruent with with who you are and what you would like to do. So burnout comes when the system is wrong. So you're working a job that you hate, a job that is killing your soul, a job that you don't feel fulfilled at, but you're doing it just like to make money and just to like pay the bills, but like you hate every single day. You'll be burnt out from that job. Or if you're in a relationship that is not going anywhere, but you're afraid to be alone and you stay in a relationship, or you stay, maybe you're at home living with toxic parents. If your environment is not ideal, at some point you will burn out. And the way to fix burnout is by fixing the things that are burning you out, which can be done by creating a new system for yourself. And the way to fix depression is by either fixing the underlying cause. Like if your life just sucks legitimately, like if you're depressed because you're like, let's say you're home, you don't have a job, you don't have a social circle of friends, then if you can work on those things, you'll feel better. Because if your life is like, if you're depressed because life sucks, Zoloft is not going to help you out. So it's important to know that depression has different sources. Like if your life sucks because you just don't have friends, Zoloft won't. I mean, yeah, like it can help, but you know, the most helpful thing will be finding people that love and appreciate you and spending time with them. That will fill up your soul. That will cure that type of depression. So, yeah, Leilani, yeah, it's almost time to go. I know, I know. Look at me going over on the time. Can burnout be treated with anti? Yes, you can. And look, you can feel better after taking antidepressants for burnout. Like it can help, but to solve the actual root of the problem, you would want to change what's burning you out, whether it's a job that's a dead end job, or whether you're in a relationship that's just not working for you. When you fix the core issue with the burnout, that's when you feel better. You feel a lot better. The easiest path is what you should take. So a therapist, a psychiatrist, a primary doctor, most people can go to their PCP, and the primary care doctor can normally diagnose ADHD and refer you out for autism. Therapists can also do that too, but your primary care doctor can give you medications. So can a psychiatrist. A therapist, depending on what type of training they have, they may not be able to, write the medications. Caroline, I appreciate you too. Twin. Twin, I appreciate you. Can we start a Facebook group called the Nut House? Somebody said that on TikTok. That's funny. Can burnout turn into depression or vice versa? Can burnout turn into depression? Yes, I believe it can. And can depression turn into... Yeah, but more so the burnout turns into the depression as opposed to vice versa. But it can go either way. If you don't just get sad because the world is sad. Yeah, but you have to find a way to give yourself some form of happiness that's not based off of the world. Because the world, I mean, you turn on the TV, there's always something that's going on. There's always a baby getting hurt or something that's depressing. So you have to find internal sources of joy, things that are not dependent on like how the world is at the moment. Funny Farm. That is a funny title. That is a funny title. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So it is time for me to get going. All right. Yeah, it's time for me to get going. But this has been a really good live stream. A great live stream. Let me see. This week, we probably will have another live stream this week because this week is heavy with events. Like I said, this Wednesday at the Clippers Stadium at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, we have an event called the Training the Mind series. So it's going to be me and Dr. Brooke. Dr. Brooke is a sports psychiatrist. So it'll be me, her, and a couple of other mental health professionals. We're putting on a very cool event, which is going to include me doing stand-up comedy for 15 minutes. And it's also going to include a panel where Dr. Brooke and her other colleagues will be talking about how to train your mind, with mental health. So that's this week, Wednesday. For those of y'all who are in California, that's this Wednesday at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, the Clipper Stadium. All right. Now, for those of y'all who don't want to do that one, but are in California, like Carlo, this Friday at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club, which is 5220 Hollywood Boulevard, I'll be doing stand-up comedy. This is my home club. This is my favorite club to perform at in Los Angeles. The Fourth Wall Comedy Club is my favorite club to perform at. So it'll be me and I think 7 other comics in the lineup. So that's going to be a great show. So it's about me doing comedy for like 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes is going to be a great show. Now, for those of y'all who are not in California and you're going to come out to the bigger shows, right? That's me doing stand-up comedy for 45 minutes to an hour, April 26th at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club in Houston, Texas. I will be there with my squad, Dr. Kojo and the Neurodivergence, right? So me and my other 2 ADHD comedians, and maybe undiagnosed autism, I wouldn't be surprised, will be in Houston, Texas at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. We're going to be opening up a second show because the first one is just about sold out. And a couple of weeks ago, well, Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I told my community that if we sell out the Houston show, that I would wear gray sweatpants. I'm not sure how we got into that conversation, but somebody was like, "If you sell out the show, we wear gray sweatpants." And I said, "Yeah, if we sell out Houston, for sure, I'll wear gray sweatpants." And we sold out Houston, so I will wear gray sweatpants for the Houston show. And then for Nashville, I'll go back into like my suit, which is my, I like to wear my suits. So for Nashville, we're back into the Dr. Kojo style, but I'm gonna have an alternate uniform for the Houston show because I want to keep my word, right? So for Houston, Texas, April 26th, all jokes aside, comedy club. We're gonna be having 2 shows. The first one starts. I don't know the time. I have to learn that. I'll get that. I will get that for y'all. But we will be having 2 shows. And Matt says, "I wear nothing but gray." Matt, you a fool, dog. We're gonna have 2 shows on that Sunday night in Houston. So 2 shows Sunday night in Houston, then in Nashville, Tennessee, May 31st. We will have 2 shows. The second show link in Nashville is already up. So Nashville, Tennessee, the second show link is already up. In June, we're gonna be in New York City on June 11th at Rodney's Comedy Club. So New York City, June 11th at Rodney's Comedy Club. The very next week is going to be Chicago, Illinois at the Comedy Bar. All right. So June 11th, New York City, June 18th, Chicago, Illinois. I love both of those 2 towns. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And the reason why they call it sweatpants, that's funny. Julia says she'll be at the show in New York. So Julia, I will see you there June 11th. And Riley says, "Hey, I just moved to New York." Riley, you moved to New York at the right time. You moved at the right time. Grace, look, and I didn't know we were going to sell out Houston. I didn't know we were going to sell out Houston, but we sold it out. And that was my word. So I'm gonna stick to it. I think I don't know the ticket price off the top of my head. I can tell you all that right now, though. When I come to, I would love to come to Norway. I would love to come back to Norway. I grew up in Norway. I would love to come to Norway. And oh yeah, I'm worse than ending. This is the longest drawn out goodbye. I'm like, and this and that, because there's so many different things for me to like. I keep for there's so many different things to promote. So many different things to promote. We also have we have an exclusive neurodivergent community called the Neurodivergent Lab. And in that community, we have monthly Zoom calls with me, and I give my best tips, tricks, and strategies. And you can also meet other fellow neurodivergent individuals who want to be at the top of their game. So we have the Neurodivergent Lab. That's a private community. The link in my bio is there for that. So and my assistant just added the show in Hollywood this Friday. Okay. So the prices for that show, let me see. Those ones are cheaper in LA. That's if my phone wants to pull it up. My phone's going super slow. But yeah, no, this is ADHD at its finest. Let me see. Actually, let me see if I can drop the link in here. All right, so for the show in California this Friday, it's the Fourth Wall Comedy Club. So on Facebook, you can get the link. This is the link on Facebook. You probably have to be on the Facebook app to click it. So this is this Friday in Los Angeles, California. Those tickets are $16. And then we have the show in Houston, Texas. The VIP is sold out, but there's a couple of general admission tickets left in Houston, Texas. And this is the link to that one. And if you're watching on TikTok, all this it means nothing. It's just like letters and numbers, and it means nothing to you. But if you come on Facebook or maybe even on YouTube, you can click the link. So this is the $30 for the show, 35 for the meet and greet, but the meet and greet is sold out. But we'll be adding a second show in Houston, so there will be more meet and greet tickets there. And then we have the Nashville, Tennessee show. I'm going to add the link to the second show in Nashville because the first one is damn near sold out. Nashville right here. Mystic Soul. I will see you then. Grounded Mystic. That's a dope name, by the way. And Julia, this is a community. This is a community. And even if you don't join the private community that we have link in the bio, just this live stream right here is its own dope community. So this is the Nashville show for the 8/15 one. And there are tickets left for the meet and greet in Nashville. There are tickets left for that. And then let me pull up New York City. Look at all this to promote. Look at all this to promote. New York City right here at Rodney's Comedy Club. This is Rodney's Comedy Club right here. And I just realized that I could have just dropped my Stan Store link, which has all of these links. I don't know why I just didn't do that. Like, why did I just do that? Mickey Ficky. I'll drop a Chicago link in here, and then I'll drop the main link for everything. The meet and greet is not available for Nashville. Mystic Soul. Let me see. It should be available for Nashville. Let me see. It should be available for the second show. Yeah, it's available for the second show. The first show, I think the meet and greet could be sold out for that first show in Nashville. Your VO's confirmed I'm ADHD as well. Okay, well, you're part of the family then. Diagnosed ADD in 91 and what, autism in 2026? And then the Stan Store link. Let me drop the Stan Store link. This right here is the easiest. Okay, now this link is just way too long. You come to the first show, never saw it available. Let me see. I think that the meet and greets were probably sold out for that first show then. Let me check and see. I'll talk to my team about that. I will talk to my team about that. Diagnosed 6 months ago? Okay, so you've been diagnosed for quite some time. Okay. And the thing I love about this community is that you have people from different eras. Some people who got diagnosed in 91. Like we had somebody who was diagnosed in 1991. Then somebody who got diagnosed 6 months ago. Some people who got diagnosed last week. So people all over. Mickey Ficky. You wearing a Titans jersey? Well, I'll have to meet you regardless. Tighten up. Tighten up. If you're wearing a Titans jersey, you're gonna make me smile regardless, because the Titans are my team. I love me the Titans. I love the Titans. I love the Titans. And somebody's name on TikTok is Biblical Backshots. What a name. What a name. What a name. Wow. Summer says 8/1/2025 RDHD. Congratulations. Congratulations. Got rid of sweatpants. That's Houston. That's Houston. I don't know why I didn't think that we could sell out the Houston show. I don't know. I mean, I'm always optimistic. Everything I do, I feel like we're going to do it well. But I was like, if we sell out the Houston show, I'll wear the gray sweatpants. And we sold it out. Nashville, I thought we could sell it out from the jump. But yeah. But Houston, yeah, the gray sweatpants. And I have to figure out like what goes with the gray sweatpants. Like that was the biggest challenge for me. I'm like, do you wear like a Houston jersey? Like I want to show love to the city, you know? So I'll figure that out. I have a couple of different options because I still want to be fly. That's my main thing. I want to be fly for the show. Like being fly is very important for me. Being fly is very important for me. Oh, hopefully you get a diagnosis in April 22nd. Okay. Okay. Gray sweatpants bring all the girls to the yard. Is that how the song goes? I can teach you, but I have to charge. I'm weak. I'm weak. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for this live stream. Like I said, let me see. Tomorrow on the road. Wednesday, I'm at the Clippers game. Thursday, I think on the road once again. And Friday. Yeah, it'll be hard to do another stream this week. We may be able to sneak in one more live stream this week, but at least it was good that we got one in on Monday. And this was a pretty good one. I think people learned a lot and we had a really good time. Okay, awesome. I was I was diagnosed the same thing Janet Jackson got. Oh, that's funny. Awesome live stream. Julia, I appreciate you. Summer, Ash, Caitlin, Leah, Jeff, all y'all, Matt. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Carlo, I will see you at the show in Hollywood on Friday. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming out. All right, y'all. Once again, thank you so much for your attention. A great live stream, and do your best to get some rest tonight, all right? I'll try and get some sleep, so that way I'm not a hypocrite, all right? Good night. Love y'all, and thank you for your attention. Peace.